Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kian, and in 9 weeks I'm going to embark on my first 80-kilometer trail run. We are almost halfway through training right now and things are just getting spicy. So to start off this week, I end up doing an interval run. It's such a jump scare because usually it's an easy run, but to start the week with intervals was not what I was expecting. I remember thinking to myself, this is insane, I really want to stop. But we end up getting it done. We're starting off this week with intervals, and it's intense too. So, and now it's hot. And my work day was crazy, so don't know how this is gonna go. So just over 2K done. And now we got a minute and a half rest before we start the first set. It's way too hot, but it's windy too. So this is probably not gonna go well. Whew. The shirt is gonna have to come off. Oh, insane. 10 seconds left. 2 more to go. Oh, I really want to stop. So after my interval run, I ended up going to the gym. So I focused on lower body. I did some banded quad extensions, Copenhagen planks, which are the worst. Some straight leg deadlifts and single arm snatches. So yeah, felt really good. The next day, ended up doing an 8-kilometer easy run, and I ran with Em. She was biking alongside me. We ended up running to Walmart so I could get some stuff for food.
Doing errands while training.
Right? Running for the tacos.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kept it super easy, nothing too strenuous. Wednesday, I had a tempo workout, but it was 5 kilometers. This was insane. So I started off with a 1.5k kilometer. Started off with a 1.5k warm up, and then went into 5k at a 3:55 kilometer pace. Now, that might have been fine if I was fresh and not sore already from this week's and Monday's intervals, but my legs were so sore. I really had to fight through it. Supposed to be a time trial, like the coach notes specifically said that. It was supposed to be tough, and it definitely was. It was surprisingly so hot out. From the 2nd kilometer, my legs were just on fire. But the great thing is we started off conservative, but finished faster than prescribed and ended up getting an average pace of a 5:54. So we hit the target, which is awesome. This was a super intense run, and I'm so glad that I was able to actually hit the paces. The next day I did do a 4-kilometer easy run. I went to the trails. I love how this took longer. It took me longer to get here than it did for me to do that run, but 4K done. So that was super nice. Good thing to mix up because I hate running in the same area so much. Mentally, it just gets so monotonous, and it's nice to just switch things up. Today's Friday, and I'm gonna go to the gym later today, and I'm gonna do a mobility session as well. So just got to the gym. I'm hopefully gonna take it pretty easy. I have to force myself to not lift too much because tomorrow's run is our long run, and I don't want to go in too sore. So hopefully I be good and don't lift too heavy. We have our long run, which on the schedule is 28 kilometers, and I'm going to take on the grouse grind. Just look up the stats because I don't know what it is, but it's a 2.5 kilometer run straight uphill, has 800 meters elevation gain with 2,830 stairs. I plan to do this course, or like the grouse grind, to get the elevation. And I didn't realize today there's actually a race called Seek the Peak, and it does this kind of exact course that I'm planning to do. Thankfully it's like 10:30 now, and they started at like 8:15. So by the time I get started and actually get moving, I think it's mostly going to be over. So I'm hoping I don't bump into anyone or like interrupt anyone's run. But if it's blocked off or anything, I'll just divert and choose a different path. But that's the plan today. I know the course that I've programmed is a loop, so I will end up back here. And I think the total distance will be like 22 kilometers. But given our history with courses and Garmin, it's probably going to be a little bit more. And my plan is, depending on how much distance is remaining, I'll just run around here. There is a really nice seawall, so I'll probably just run along that. It's kind of cloudy today, so I think it will be a nice temperature, particularly with the higher elevation. This will be the biggest climbing day that I've had so far in this training. So I'm a little bit nervous about that because I know it's going to hurt. I have to just rely on and trust the hill repeats and all the previous elevation training and hope that it's going to be okay and my body will not suffer tomorrow. Because yeah, we didn't have any hill repeats this week, so I'm going to adding in a little bit more today to hopefully compensate for that. One thing I discovered on my watch is the use of the metronome, and I feel like this is such a cool, unique feature that I didn't know existed. It's probably been on Garmin for a very long time, but I just discovered it. And it allows you to like run to a beat to make sure that you're hitting a certain cadence. So I've actually been using it all this week, and I find it's actually been really helpful. And I think it helped me so much in that tempo run. And basically just, you can have it configured any way you want, but I think the default was like beep every 4 steps. And basically as long as you just match that beat, you'll hit the cadence that you programmed. So the typical average cadence is 180 beats per minute or steps per minute. And that's what I had it configured to. And so I just had to make sure that every 4 steps I was hitting it on that beep. And so, yeah, I feel like it really did help. And then also I forgot to address last week about my shoes. And so I didn't have any blisters after switching the shoes, which is huge. But I also noticed that with these trail runners, the Innovates, they are a 0 drop shoe. Because of that, I was able to get my heel down when I was going up in the elevation, and so I could feel my glutes. So I think that's what was happening. When I look back on the footage of me doing the hill repeats and I couldn't get that glute engagement, I noticed I was more so pushing off my toes. Running on those New Balance shoes, the Super Comp trainers, because they have such a thick heel, it was not giving me that ability to push down off my heel. It was just because they're so thick, I think it was just making me roll onto my toes, particularly because there's a carbon plate in there as well. And I think it was making me just be on my toes, and that's why I wasn't getting my glute engagement, and it was just all quads. So having the 0 drop really helped. So I'm going to wear them again today. And so yeah, let's just go get this run done.
take a detour. What is it with all these trails being closed? Okay, I guess it's more distance, which is good. I was on such a detour there, got lost so many times. We're back on the trail. And we're not even at the grouse grind yet. Almost though. So this little warm up, I guess. Time for the grind. Made it to the top of the grind. Now I get to go back down. So I started a stopwatch right before starting the grind. It's about 45 minutes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So because you can't go down the grouse grind, it's an upload only. We have to go down another trail, which I don't mind because it mixes things up. But I think this BCMC trail is a little bit more technical. So, and yeah, it's so cloudy up here that there's not really a good view, which sucks. Beautiful view. Oh. 28K done. Whew. We finished 28 kilometers, average pace 8:14, total time was 3:50, total ascent was 1,300 meters. Pretty good, I guess, on the hills. Like, it was just slow. My mentality was just keep a slow, consistent effort, don't stop very much, and just keep moving. Yeah, it was kind of busy. That's the thing about the grouse grind, is that there's a lot of people. It's kind of like a tourist attraction here. Coming down the BCMC, that was super fast, a lot faster than going up, and it felt really good. Yeah, it was a nice change from the glutes being blown up to now the quads. So it was their turn to kick in. But no, I think overall felt good. I think at the end here for the last, I think I had about 3 or 4 kilometers left to do just in the area. It was kind of just starting to become a little bit of a slog. So right now I think I'm going to get like 5 guys, a good burger to replenish. That's the long run done. That's this week done. Until next week, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a later video. Bye.